Boulder's homeless shelter is turning away people who need help. Shelter says it doesn't have enough beds, and rather than expanding, it's actually preparing to cut services. Our Evan Krugel explains why.
As the heat of summer fades into the chill of fall, places that provide warmth are becoming busier.
Traditionally, we see a higher demand as the winter months approach.
Michael Block says capacity at the All Roads Boulder shelter is 180 people, a number they regularly hit. This year, they're on pace to turn away more people than ever before.
You're saying to someone, I don't have a critical service that I can provide for you, and that's heartbreaking.
Michael says they need more beds and more services. Instead, they're preparing to cut them after the county announced plans to reduce nonprofit grant funding by 36% next year, from around $12 million to just under $8 million.
I don't think that we can possibly absorb the size of the cut that we've received and not have it affect our nightly capacity.
County commissioners say the shelter is not alone.
The loss of funding is going to mean a reduction in services.
Claire Levy says a decrease in state and federal funding, including the end of COVID money, left them with no other choice.
We have so many people for whom the cost of living just exceeds their ability to pay those expenses. And when the safety net isn't there to make up the difference, there's real suffering that happens as a result of that.
At the shelter, Michael says All Roads is at a crossroads.
It is as critical a moment, I think, in terms of our ability to maintain the level of services we provide as any that I've faced in my 17 years here.
The end of October often signals the start of the season of giving. Donations, Michael says, are now more critical than ever.
If we get more funds, if this season of giving is really successful, if the community stands up and makes up the difference, for instance, we'll be able to provide more services and the cuts will be less impactful. And so we're crossing our fingers.
The county says it's not cutting any other funding sources for the shelter, but Michael says without those grants, they'll need to cut about 11.5% of their budget, with those cuts likely beginning on January 1st. Kyle.
I mean, that's right in the middle of the cold winter, obviously devastating for them. A lot of these nonprofits that are losing pass-through ARPA funds. It's coming like not only the cold winter, but right around the holidays too, which is really tough.
Bad timing, and it's coming pretty quickly. They say they were notified back in February that cuts could be coming, but they just recently found out how big they'll be. As you mentioned, that is their busiest time of year traditionally, not the time you want to be cutting beds when demand is so high.
All right, Evan, thank you very much.